Hey everybody, I'm Mark Wallace, and I'm excited to tell you that we finally got some new cameras, and this is one of them. This is a complete rig, and we're going to be using these to shoot all the upcoming videos that we're doing in partnership with Adorama. And so let me just talk you through what we've ordered and how this all works. The thing that's really neat is this is a totally configurable system, and so we have it set up so we can shoot on location, we can use shoulder mount stuff, we can shoot in the studio, we can make it with all the bells and whistles, or we can strip it down so it's really lightweight. So I'm going to sort of show you the whole system in two different configurations. One is how it would normally sit on a tripod, and then the second is how we would put it on our shoulder and all the different variations in between. So first of all, this is a Panasonic AG-170. It's a totally solid state camcorder. And the nice thing is it doesn't have any moving parts, and so it doesn't care how hot or how cold it is, which is really important for us because it gets to be pretty darn hot here in Arizona, sometimes 116, 118 degrees. So we like to have this. There's no tape. It all, everything sticks right on these little P2 cards. This is a 64 gig card. We have two of these in the system, and so we can record, I think it's about 5 hours of footage using that. So anyway, that's the P2, the 170. On the front of this is a matte box. This matte box helps us shooting outside when we're trying to block the light. This is a Redrock Micro matte box, and it's got these 4x5 inserts for normal filters, so neutral density filters or gradient filters, things like that. Behind that we have, and this is a flip away matte box too, so you can just sort of pull this lever here and this swings away, and so if you need to make any adjustments to the lens or whatever, it does that, which is really, really handy. So behind that is this follow focus knob right here, and this is made by Zacuto, and this whole rig that we're sitting on is a Zacuto rig. What this allows us to do is really precisely focus, and so if we have a person 10 feet away and we want to have them in focus and everything else out of focus for, in a really shallow depth of focus kind of thing, we can do that. And then if we want to zip really fast to somebody that's 2 feet away, we can actually, on this wheel, we can use a grease pencil to mark that. And you can do some really complicated camera moves using this follow focus. So there's that. And then behind that, right underneath here, there's this little block. I'm going to show you what that does in a second. That's for shoulder mounting your rig. This is the heart and soul of the Zacuto rig. This is a universal base plate. It allows you to mount your camera and elevate or make it go sideways so it mounts perfectly with your matte box. Then behind that we have this plate that I'm going to talk to you in a second about. And on top of that we have a Marshall high-def monitor. And the thing about this is a lot of times when you're editing or shooting video, if you don't have an external monitor, you don't see exactly what you should see. The camera's going to record a little bit more than you'll see, and the color is more accurate. Or if somebody else wants to see, if you want a bigger display, if you want to do critical focus, these really make a big difference. And so this Zacuto rig allows us to take this guy and we can position it pretty much anywhere we want. And so if I had a tripod, that wouldn't fall over. But we can stick it anywhere we want. We can stick it any kind of crazy shape, and it just locks down. It's totally articulating. So I'm going to take this off really fast and show you what's underneath this. So also on this plate here, these monitors, they take a really huge battery if you want to have a battery power. This is a V-mount VariZoom battery, and that just clicks onto the back of this, and it's it's not so lightweight. So it's this big thing. So if you have this mounted on your camera, it can be very front heavy. So there's a solution to that, and that is this plate that we have here, and this allows us to mount the battery at the back. And so there's a cable that I forgot to order, it's going to be here tomorrow, that connects from this to this, and so then you can mount your monitor anywhere you would like. And so we actually have another attachment point where we could put it up here or back here, so you can put this anywhere you would like. Now the cool thing about this is, in a second I'll show you how we can mount it to the front, but it allows you to have somebody else view the footage, and if you're doing a really complicated camera move, you might need somebody else to pull focus for you, and that's where this little guy comes in. So this is a whip, and so it allows somebody else to operate this, or if you need to get to your focus knob from a distance, you can do that. And these come in different sizes. So that's what this guy is right here. Okay, so this is all good in a studio situation, but if you wanted to put this on your shoulder, you'd need to do some things. First of all, this needs to be really balanced so it's not too front or back heavy. And then you need to put it on your shoulder. And then third, sometimes you want to put this eyepiece right on your eye. Well, as it is now, you can't, because this is right where you know, your body would be. So Zacuto makes this really cool thing. It's a very soft, smushy shoulder rest, and then it's got this offset. So what it does is it moves the whole camera rig over, so the eyepiece actually lines up right with your eye. So that goes right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change this out really fast, and then I'm going to show you what this looks like as a shoulder rig. So hang on, we'll be right back as a shoulder rig setup. Okay, so what I did was I took that plate that was on the back here, I took that off by unscrewing the rods. And to convert this from a tripod mount to a shoulder rig, it's pretty simple. What I did was I took that plate and I stuck it on the back of this shoulder pad. These rods just screw into each other. And then what I'll do is I'll use this to connect to that. So I'm going to do that right fast. Let's take this really quickly, stick it on here. There we go. Tightens up just like that. Now the other thing is I want some something to grab onto with my hands. So I'll use these guys. So they go right into this thing, just like that. I'll put the second one in here, like that, and now they move together. And to tighten them down, I just do that a couple times. And this guy will go right up on my shoulder like that. And notice now this lines up perfectly with my eye. And I have a shoulder mount rig, which is pretty cool. Now, what if I wanted that high def monitor on this rig? Well, I can do that too. I can attach it right here. So let me do that really fast, and then we'll show you what that looks like. Okay, now with this setup like this, I actually have this Marshall monitor up here. So if I didn't want to use the eyepiece, I'd have my HD display right there, and it's attached to this little attachment on this arm, so I can move it up and down, and this is totally articulated, so I can put it anywhere I want. But there I have my full rig on a shoulder mount, and then I can have somebody else pull focus, or I can do that myself, or I can just put this in the eyepiece. Now this right now is pretty heavy, and so I probably wouldn't have everything like this, but if I wanted to, I could. But that's the whole rig. This is how it is on a shoulder mount kit, and you saw how it was on a tripod. Now we're going to put it in the bag, and we want to show you how quick it is to take this all apart. So I'm going to put this down really fast, and I'm going to take it all apart from start to finish, and we'll start a timer here. See how fast I can do this. Now I've got my really small lightweight kit, and I have a PortaBrace case. And this whole thing fits right in this case, just like that. Just like that, I went from a full crazy shoulder mount kit to a camera in a bag, and that's all there is to it. So that's our rig, and we'll get more details about this as we go through some of our videos and show you some more behind the scenes stuff. But that's it in a nutshell.